The idea of the seven moons entering the night sky in 2026 has become one of the most widely discussed cosmic prophecies of the decade, generating curiosity among astronomers, spiritual seekers, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Although the name sounds like pure mythology, the prophecy originates from a blend of ancient astronomical interpretations, misunderstood scientific predictions, and modern astronomical events converging in a very unusual way. When examined carefully, the so-called seven moons are neither literal moons orbiting the Earth nor random folklore, but instead a symbolic and observational phenomenon that points to a rare combination of lunar appearances, planetary alignments, and atmospheric distortions expected to occur between April and November 2026. Many ancient civilizations believed that whenever the moon behaved abnormally, appearing larger, changing color, or sharing the sky with unusually bright planets, it carried spiritual significance or served as an omen of great transformation. The 2026 anomaly sits at the intersection of these ancient interpretations and modern science, revealing how human perception of the heavens can give birth to powerful legends. The prophecy first began circulating in modern times through re-examinations of old manuscripts from Central Asian and Middle Eastern sources that referenced a cycle when seven faces of the moon appear before the age of shifting winds. These manuscripts, poetic rather than scientific, described multiple lunar forms seen within a single year: blood red, silver white, broken, shadowed, doubled, veiled, and vanishing. For centuries, historians assumed the descriptions were metaphors. Only recently did astronomers notice that 2026 contains a chain of unusually dramatic lunar events: multiple lunar eclipses, two supermoons, a micromoon, a rare occultation pattern, and the close visibility of 5 major planets during specific lunar phases. When ancient people observed these events without modern telescopes, they may have interpreted them as separate moons, appearing one after another, each representing a different celestial omen. This overlap between prophecy and astronomy formed the foundation of the modern reinterpretation. The seven moons may in fact be 7 distinct lunar appearances, caused by natural cosmic mechanisms. The first of the 7 moons described in ancient texts is the massive, glowing orb associated with a supermoon. In 2026, the first supermoon arrives unusually early in the year and very close to perigee, making it appear up to 14% larger and around 30% brighter than an average full moon. Scientists understand this as a simple geometric phenomenon. The moon's orbit is elliptical, and when it reaches its closest point to Earth, it appears larger. But to ancient sky watchers living without artificial light or modern scientific understanding, such a luminous, oversized moon would have felt supernatural. The warm, glowing haze produced when a low-hanging supermoon rises just above the horizon amplifies the effect, making it appear more like a celestial visitor than the familiar moon. Observers in 2026 will likely be stunned by its size and brightness, just as ancient observers were. This supermoon forms the basis for the first moon in the prophecy, the Moon of Awakening, the bright herald said to mark the beginning of a cosmic cycle. Shortly after this event, the second moon is said to reveal itself, described in texts as the Moon of Blood, signaling upheaval, transition, or renewal, depending on cultural interpretation. In scientific terms, this corresponds perfectly to the total lunar eclipse expected in mid-2026. During a total lunar eclipse, the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon, casting a deep shadow over the lunar surface. Sunlight refracting through Earth's atmosphere bends into the shadow and paints the Moon in a rusty red color. This phenomenon can range from pale copper to deep crimson, depending on atmospheric conditions, volcanic activity, or regional dust patterns. Ancient people saw this transformation as the moon bleeding, an omen that carried significant meaning. In 2026, the eclipse will be visible to a large portion of the world, and its red tone is expected to be particularly striking due to projected atmospheric particulate levels. The sudden shift from radiant brightness to shadowed redness is dramatic enough to make the moon appear like a different celestial body entirely, hence the prophecy's second face. The third moon of the prophecy is far more mysterious, often described as a broken, distorted moon, as though split or shadowed by another form. Modern astronomers connect this phenomenon to a rare double occultation pattern occurring that same year, where the moon will pass in front of one or more bright planets and stars in unusually close succession. In 2026, Venus, Saturn, and several bright stars in Taurus and Gemini will align in a way that causes the moon to temporarily cover them from Earth's viewpoint. To the naked eye, this can create the illusion of the moon briefly merging with a star, or swallowing a bright orb, which can look like the moon has cracks of light on its edge, or is being shadowed by another object. Ancient observers, unfamiliar with celestial mechanics, referred to this apparition as the broken moon, believing it indicated a fracture in cosmic order. Modern science explains this beautifully. It is not the moon breaking, but simply passing in front of another bright object. Yet the visual illusion of fragmentation has incredible psychological power, and in 2026, it will be clearer than usual due to the unusually bright planetary alignment. The prophecy's fourth moon concerns the smallest and dimmest appearance of the lunar year, a micromoon. A micromoon occurs when the moon is at apogee, its farthest point from Earth, and consequently appears significantly smaller in the sky. In some cases, it can appear nearly 30% smaller than a supermoon, giving the impression of a faint, distant, and weakened celestial presence. In ancient texts, this was described as the fading moon, symbolizing withdrawal, introspection, or the thinning barrier between the physical and spiritual worlds. For early civilizations that relied on the moon for agricultural cycles and nighttime illumination, seeing it shrink so dramatically could have seemed alarming. In 2026, the micromoon will follow closely behind other dramatic lunar events, enhancing the illusion that the moon is transforming from month to month. Scientifically, the change is simply a matter of orbital distance, but psychologically, it is a significant shift that reinforces the narrative of multiple moons appearing in succession. The fifth moon is perhaps the most fascinating because it does not come from the moon itself, but from atmospheric distortion. When unusual atmospheric conditions, such as temperature inversions, high humidity, or fine dust layers, occur during a moonrise or moonset, light can bend in ways that create mirage-like illusions. This can make the moon appear elongated, doubled, fractured, or stretched into unusual shapes. Some viewers report seeing two moons stacked above each other, or a ghost-like echo of the moon floating nearby. In 2026, global climate models predict unusual atmospheric patterns due to several overlapping climate cycles, increasing the likelihood of such optical distortions. Ancient observers interpreted this as the ghost moon, or veiled moon, a mysterious twin cast across the sky. Though modern science clearly explains refraction and atmospheric lensing, the ethereal beauty of a distorted horizon moon still evokes awe and mystery. This is one of the most visually striking illusions and contributes heavily to the mythic idea that multiple moons appear in a single year. The sixth moon is connected to a rare alignment of 5 of the brightest planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, visible at the same time as a full moon. This alignment creates a sky filled with luminous bodies, and because Venus and Jupiter can appear extremely bright, sometimes rivaling the brilliance of the moon's reflection, ancient observers sometimes mistook these planets as secondary moons. In old manuscripts, descriptions of moons marching in a line beside the Great One, or companions of the sky, were common metaphors for planetary alignments. In 2026, this planetary parade will occur during a period of lunar brilliance, making the illusion even stronger. To an untrained eye, the presence of several bright orbs in the sky may very well look like additional moons. While scientists clearly distinguish between planets and moons, the historical interpretations illuminate why ancient skywatchers assumed multiple moons existed at once. This explains the prophecy's reference to companions of the moon that move across the sky like watchers. The seventh moon, known in ancient writings as the vanishing moon, is associated with a deep penumbral eclipse that makes the moon appear nearly invisible for a short period of time. Unlike total eclipses that dramatically redden the moon, penumbral eclipses subtly dim it, sometimes to the point that it blends into the darkness of the night sky. In 2026, the penumbral eclipse will be unusually pronounced because of the moon's orbital position and the angle of Earth's shadow. Observers may notice the moon fading as if its light were being absorbed by the sky, an eerie effect that ancient cultures interpreted as the moon withdrawing or disappearing. Since this event comes near the end of the year's lunar cycle, ancient interpretations paired it with endings, transitions, and the closing of cosmic doors. Scientifically, it is simply a matter of the moon moving into Earth's fainter outer shadow, but psychologically, the effect is profound and contributes to the idea of a final, seventh appearance. Taken together, these 7 lunar manifestations, the supermoon, blood moon, occultation broken moon, micromoon, atmospheric distorted moon, planetary companion moon, and vanishing moon, form the complete cycle that ancient observers may have described as 7 separate moons. The reason 2026 is considered rare is because these events, though individually common, very seldom occur so closely together within a single year or in such visually dramatic form. This compression of anomalies creates the illusion of rapid transformation, and in ancient cultures, anything unusual in the sky was interpreted as a message from the cosmos. The rediscovery and reinterpretation of these old prophecies in the modern world is less about superstition and more about recognizing how natural celestial patterns influenced human storytelling across centuries. Yet the significance of the 2026 prophecy extends far beyond astronomy. The idea that the moon could shift into 7 different forms in one year resonates deeply with human psychology. The moon has always been a symbol of constancy and rhythm, cycles, tides, fertility, emotion, and change. When something stable begins to appear unstable, shifting dramatically across seasons, it inspires both fear and fascination. This psychological impact explains why prophecies about the moon persist across cultures and eras. Even today, people look to the night sky for meaning, inspiration, or reassurance. The unusual lunar sequence of 2026 taps into this universal human curiosity, reminding people of their connection to the cosmos and the mysteries that continue to unfold above them. Some groups interpret the 7 moons as symbolic rather than literal, believing the events represent stages of personal or societal transformation. The bright supermoon symbolizes clarity and illumination. The blood moon suggests upheaval or cleansing. The broken moon evokes introspection or hidden truths. The fading micromoon implies humility or loss. The ghost moon represents uncertainty or duality. The planetary alignment suggests unity or guidance, and the vanishing moon symbolizes endings followed by renewal. While these interpretations are not scientific, they reveal the psychological and spiritual layers people attach to celestial events. The beauty of astronomy is that it inspires both factual understanding and mythic imagination, sometimes simultaneously. Modern astronomers focus on precision, measurements, and predictable orbital mechanics, but they also acknowledge that human perception plays a major role in how people interpret cosmic events. A full moon at apogee and another at perigee may differ by only a few degrees in angular size, but to an observer standing alone under a dark sky, the difference feels monumental. A bright planet near the moon may not confuse a scientist, but it can evoke wonder and curiosity in anyone else. When atmospheric distortions stretch the moon into impossible shapes, the effect can feel otherworldly, even if its cause is well understood. This interplay between cosmic reality and human interpretation is at the heart of the seven moons prophecy. As 2026 approaches, astronomers, photographers, storytellers, and sky watchers alike prepare for an extraordinary year of lunar observation. Telescopes will capture the fine details of eclipses, occultations, and alignments. Artists will interpret the events symbolically. Spiritual communities will discuss their deeper meaning, and millions of ordinary people will look up in awe at the sky. Whether viewed through a scientific lens or a mythological one, the seven moons cycle represents a rare moment when the moon takes center stage in the cosmic theater, reminding humanity that even in an age of advanced technology, the heavens still possess the power to inspire mystery. The 2026 prophecy of the seven moons is not a warning of disaster, but a poetic way to describe a rare sequence of natural lunar events. It shows how ancient people watched the skies closely, how the moon shaped myths, and how modern astronomy explains these mysteries without taking away their wonder. In 2026, the moon's normal cycle, brightening, dimming, reddening, and disappearing, will appear more dramatic, creating a year-long show that connects ancient prophecy with science. The seven moons become a symbol linking our past and present, reminding us that the sky has always inspired human imagination. As this unusual lunar year unfolds, it will draw people around the world to look upward in shared amazement.